from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show. Today, Wendy's breaking down the spiciest hot topics. And Magic Son and Rich Kids of Beverly Hills star E.J. Johnson stops by. We're talking his recent weight loss and breaking down the fashion highlights from the Met Ball. Plus, we're in the kitchen with Ingrid Hoffman, making delicioso Cinco de Mayo recipes perfect for your party. Now, here's Wendy!
I'm full of the juice. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Juicy hot topics. Thank you very much, thank you. We've got a lot to accomplish though. Everybody settle down, we've got a lot to get to. All right, so last night was the world's biggest fashion event, the Met Gala. And what I think we all love about the Met Gala is to see how the celebrities are gonna stick with the theme of the night. You know, it is a costume ball. Not in the way like you dress like Wonder Woman, but in the way that like last night the theme was China through the looking glass. So I thought Rihanna stole the show. I mean, the hair, the flip out, the color of the hair, the headpiece, the simple makeup, that long train. She needed 4 trainers to hold the train. Fantastic. They had to clear the red carpet. She made quite the statement. And then when she went inside, she didn't walk around the party like that. Don't you love a train? They're very hard to walk in. Like, I don't wear trains out of the house, but ask anybody who's come to visit, and even some of the staffers around here, you know, I have a leopard moo-moo, and it's got a long train. Trains make my mouth water. I will have clothes altered just so that they have trains so I can walk. Yeah, in the house, my robes. My son's over it. He's used to it, and so are his friends, but always a train, darling. Anyway, thanks so much. So look. Then she went inside and she left this beautiful ensemble and she performed and she actually stole the show and rocked the night. And I just think that she's probably the most covered up person on the red carpet. Well, maybe that angle, not so much. But it really is a beautiful outfit and she did steal the show and her yellow beautifulness went viral and the internet made it look like a pizza. Look at this. It's good, right? It's good, right? The interesting thing is that a lot of times when you do red carpet, a lot of people think less clothes means, you know, more attention, when in actuality, she probably had the most material in the entire building, and to me, she won. Did she win? Yes, yes. Now, Beyonce chose the naked, more dramatic role. There she is. I think that looks terrific. I love the hair. I love a high ponytail. Jay-Z and Beyonce were an hour and 20 minutes late after the red carpet ended. So clearly they did that so that they can be the only ones on the red carpet and all attention would be on them. And of course, so that Beyonce could avoid Rihanna. I mean, we read stuff and there's stuff that I believe. But anyway, her body is sick. And I was one of the only people in our Hot Topics morning meeting that liked her hair. I don't understand what is wrong with an up ponytail. A girl with a high ponytail isn't out to hurt anybody. Anyway, she looks beautiful. And then Kim did the naked thing also, but that's not unusual. So there she is, beautiful, but in my opinion, Beyonce's nudity wins over this dress. And just an observation for you. This looks like Beyonce's dress from back in 2012 at the Met Gala. Look, okay? I'm just saying, you know, Kim is probably still salty because Beyonce doesn't want to be her friend. But I must say, Kim, I'm embarrassed for you here, only because, yes, it's a beautiful dress, and you look third most beautiful on the red carpet, because Rihanna looks first, and then Beyonce looks second. But I would fire my stylist if I were Kim. I'll tell you why. And I would also fire my husband, who thinks he's a stylist. Because, I'm just You know, I'm not all hung up on wearing the same dress as somebody else, because clearly if you have a different body, then you're stretching it out different than the next person. But you know, these egomaniacal people at this Met Ball don't want to wear something similar to another person, not at this year's ball or a ball 2 years ago. So this right here is, to me, a stylist faux pas. My opinion. And so that stylist should be fired. And also, Kanye, we all read, and I don't know whether it's true, but I believe it in my head, that before Kim and North leave the house with you, you give them the once-over. And, you know, go change that, that's not good. You know, change your shoes or something like that. Anyway, so that's for you, Kim. And Jennifer Lopez looked very pretty also. She wore a very sheer Versace dress, and she looked pretty, so, you know, yep. Very sheer. Butt out. She does it like no other. Jennifer, doggone you. And Casper, and your kids, and Mark, and your housekeeper. So I have very vivid dreams. By the way, I talk in my sleep. Yeah, no, you can imagine. So I'm talking in my sleep. Jennifer, I for some reason was teleported out to your house in Long Island, and you and Casper and the kids were there, and you and I sat on the couch with our, legs crossed and no shoes because the floors were black wood. And we made, your housekeeper made us lychee martinis, and then she disappeared. It wasn't like a whole, look. And I tried to wake up from this dream, but I couldn't. And when I finally did wake up, like 2 a.m. to get a little water, go to the bathroom, and go back to sleep, I was right back at your house again. Like I couldn't shake it. And Casper loves her, everybody. I am telling you, I was at the house. Look, Casper loves her, and she loves him. And he was throwing Emmy and Max in the air, and then next thing you know, Mark Anthony showed up with a pack of cigarettes. Well, he smokes. And so he went out on the veranda and was smoking his cigarettes and stuff. And next thing you know, Mark is gone, but Casper and Mark got along really well. But anyway, so Mark is gone, and we're all watching Judge Judy in a very well-appointed living room, like overstuffed couches and the black floor again, beautiful throw rugs. Everything was beautiful, but like really homey in Jennifer's house. And so we're drinking our lychee martinis. Next thing you know, the housekeeper comes over with trays of food. Trays, like TV, like trays, like back in the 50s. Trays of food, the trays with 4 legs. And look, it was salmon and mixed vegetables. It's that peas and carrots mixture. And some of those, Asian noodles that are, they're white and they're crunchy. And I could not get over what good eaters Max and Emmy were, because most kids at that age aren't good eaters. They use a knife and a fork and they squeeze lemon. But I say all that to say, Jennifer, when I woke up this morning to come to the studio to do this show right here, I woke up to still being in your house. You occupied my entire sleep, and I'm telling you, it's crazy. But I say all that to say, Wendy watchers, I'm telling you, from what I observed in the house, they will be getting married. Yes. Sometimes my dreams do come true. They will be getting married. Good morning, Jen. Good morning, Casper. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Guadalupe. Okay, so today is Chris Brown's 26th birthday. And at this particular point, he's got no reason to celebrate because he's back in legal trouble. Okay, he's been named a suspect in a violent brawl on a basketball court at 3:29 in the morning in Vegas in his hotel room. Oh yes, no, the place is fabulous. Show the room. The room is $25,000 a night, look. Okay. There were about, now he's doing his residency, which means he's not paying for the room, but this is what he gets treated to every single night while he's residing. He had about 150 people in his room at 3:29 in the morning. Now, in my mind, first of all, no good happens after midnight, but for real, nobody is sober at 3:29 in the morning. So I'm thinking, and Chris Brown is still an easy mark. Like there were some people in there, the people that he knew, but then there were some people in there that he allegedly didn't know. And the person who was punched in the face, allegedly by Chris, after being foul-mouthed on the basketball court, allegedly, was one of the strangers in the house. Allegedly was one of the strangers in the house. Well, you can imagine he's an easy mark. You can imagine guys say, look, I just spent all my money on the one-armed bandit. But Chris is in this hotel, let's go re-up. He's easy. let's go to his room. So there were all these people. The next thing you know, strangers are coming in. Anyway, Chris, so what are we gonna do about this? Because my thing is, and I was explaining to staff this morning, first of all, Chris's reps are denying these allegations. But even if they deny them, just the idea that it's 3:29 in the morning in Chris Brown's suite in Vegas, even if it's not true, isn't there a reason to say, okay? Now, my thought is this, okay? Chris's mom, on account of the unfortunate situations that have gone on in her life regarding abuse and letting her son see this and whatnot, I know she loves him, but she doesn't necessarily have credibility to advise him because she's trying to get her own life together. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. Chris's manager is nothing more than a hired hand who gets a percentage of what Chris makes. He's not somebody who is his father or, his cousin or something like that. It's his manager. In other words, a hired hand. His lawyer, Mark Garagos, why would Mark Garagos tell Chris to simmer down? Mark Garagos probably bought an island off Greece with the money that he's making from Chris. So when you ask in your mind, because I can read your mind through the TV, I told you, when you ask in your mind, what is gonna make Chris Brown stop on his 26th birthday? And I say, only Chris can make Chris stop, because Chris is now under the influence of wanting to be the cool guy in the room. So when his friends come around and he's too less than smart to understand you've got to change your friendship circle, being cool is not good. Being cool is gonna get you put behind bars again. And even Kanye learned how to dial back, but here's the difference. Kanye did not have a problem with other people, beating up girls, swinging at guys. Kanye's problem is paparazzi and Hot Topics and the media. And Kanye is very rarely seen with anybody except for Ricardo Tucci or Kim. Think about it. You don't see Kanye with an entourage full of people trying to be cool. So we remember how it was being 26 years old. Now imagine combine that with $100 million. And there are many people here who would still struggle to be cool around their friends. And unfortunately, cool is not good. And Chris is a father now, and I know what you're saying. Well, why hasn't that changed him? Listen. People just pop these kids out left and right these days. Just like marriage, being a parent doesn't seem to mean a lot to many people anymore. Sorry, that's my thought. That's it. And I don't mean people like me and you. We love being parents, but we all know parents who only have their kids because, oops, and then they treat them, anyway. Sofia Vergara went on Howard Stern and talked about the frozen embryo drama. I'll tell you, all right, remember, her ex, Nick, is suing her for the right to keep the embryos still frozen in the freezer. Remember, 2 little girls with pigtails and a jump rope. We know the sex of the girls. Nick and Sofia, they froze these girls 6 months before they broke up. They were together for 4 years, a 4-year relationship, and they were engaged. They were engaged, right? They got to the engagement. Yes, they were engaged. So Nick wants to bring the embryos to term. Sofia's moved on to Joe Manganiello and thinks, why would you want to do that? And I believe in pro-choice. Let me be very, very clear. But I also believe that Nick has got a point here. Especially, they're not just little nondescript lima beans, they're girls. Anyway, so listen to what Sofia told Howard. Go ahead.
Kid needs a parents. I wouldn't imagine anyone saying that it's sane to bring to the world, kids that are already set up everything wrong for them.
Right,
it would be so selfish. Fortunately and unfortunately, there is law. You sign papers, legal papers, and if it was so serious for him, this issue, which I totally respect if it's serious for someone, then you should have taken it more serious at the time, like I did. And suddenly now you want to change your mind?
Okay. Here's my opinion. My opinion is she shouldn't have talked. It turns out later on that day, because we followed her on Twitter, right? She tweeted out to Howard, you got me in a lot of trouble for talking. So she shouldn't have talked, number one. Number two, You both should have taken it more seriously and signed the one paper that was missing in this entire operation. And that is, like, they sign in the event of one of them dying. You know what will happen to the embryos. In the event of this, in the event of that. The one thing that they did not have drawn up by their legal team was the paper saying, in the event of breaking up, the girls can take a swim in the ocean. Or down the drain. Or in the toilet, or something. Or whatever. So, I mean, what are you supposed to do with them? Sophia thinks that the judge is going to be on her side. I got to tell you something. If I were, I'm on neither side, you know, on account of, you know, I like her accent and I like Modern Family. And I'm on his side because I get that he thinks that life starts at conception. Yes. Many of us don't necessarily believe that. Many of us are pro-choice. But seeing both sides of this, I wouldn't even want to be the judge. I would give this case to one of my judge friends. Like, here, you judge. I can't judge. I can't. Guess what I have? The Kim K selfie book. It hits stores today. Ta-da! 445 glorious pages. I can't open it because some of them she's butt naked. That would be the gray area right here. Show this, Rambo. This area right here. This is where she's naked. And, oh, I can't open it up? What? Okay, here are a few selfies, right behind, So there are some words that she's written, you know, yeah. I must say that this to me is a perfect size book because I have all the coffee table books I can possibly handle. I don't know about you. And they aren't Kim K selfie books. But what I will say is that there were people on our staff here that were disappointed that it's not like this big giant book. I said, no, this is perfect. Look, it's like as thick as a phone book. It's only $20, and she's in New York tonight signing it. It's a good. Are you gonna get the book? Clap. Okay, look. That's why it's $20 for a Kardashian. That's the great thing about having a talk show. I didn't buy it myself. It's part of demonstration. Wait, let me just take one more poll. Clap if you're gonna get this book.